Hello, my most amazing artists. We were wondering if you enjoy listening to Pete the Cat stories or reading what Pete the Cat gets into, because he's kind of funny. Today, we're going to be drawing Pete the Cat. I'm so excited. I hope you follow along with us. Oh, thank you. Okay, to start our Pete the Cat drawing, we are going to do 2 vertical lines. I'm using a Sharpie, but you can use a marker or a pencil or a pen, whatever you got at home. So we're going to do 2 vertical lines, which is up and down, and I'm going to do it pretty close to the edge of my paper. Just like that. It's going to be the side of his face. Okay, we want our lines to be about the same length. So they're about the same, they don't have to be perfect. Next, we're going to draw his ears. So his ears are little triangles. So one's going to come in this way, and the other one's going to come in this way. There's his ears. Then we have the top of his head, which is just connecting those 2 lines together. Next, we want to draw his chin. We're going to connect this line to this line, but we're going to do kind of a pointy chin line. So what I like to do is I like to look at the top of his head and find the middle. Okay, so if this is the top of his head, I'm going to find the middle, which is about right here, and come all the way down. And right where my line here and here meet in the middle, I'm going to come down a little bit, do a little tiny dot. That's where I'm going to start, and I'm going to go up. And then from this side, I'm going to go up, out. So he's got kind of a pointy chin, and his chin is in the middle of his head. So that's an easy way to draw a chin. Next, we're going to draw Pete the Cat's nose. His nose is kind of close to the bottom of his chin. So we're going to do a little rainbow shape line. So it's kind of curved. And then we're going to do a little V shape in the middle. There's his nose. Pete the Cat has really big eyes, and we're going to do his eyes next. So his eyes, what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 more of those rainbow shapes, but we're going to make them a lot bigger than his nose. So I'm going to move up here, and I'm going to do one really long rainbow shape that way. And then really close to this one, I'm going to do one rainbow shape that way. That's the top of his eyes. Then we can do a big U shape, kind of like that for his eyes. There's his eyes, starting to look like Pete. I love it. Inside of his eyes is a circle shape, like that. And one in this side. And then one more little circle shape in the middle right there. On Pete the Cat, this part is actually colored in, so I'm going to use my Sharpie to color that in. Beautiful. Now, Pete the Cat has whiskers because he's a kitty cat. His whiskers start from over here. Boom. Whiskers. Pete the Cat has a really skinny neck. Don't you think it's kind of funny how he has a skinny neck? My cat kind of has a skinny neck. So, his skinny neck kind of starts up here and comes down this way and this way. And there's Pete the Cat's skinny neck. What I think would be really cool is if we pretended like Pete the Cat was in a window or behind a window. So we're looking at it like we're outside. So all I'm going to do is draw a square around Pete the Cat. Now he's looking at us from the window. Pete the Cat is social distancing, so he's staying inside, and we stopped by to wave at him from outside. So I think I'm going to color my Pete the Cat with crayons. You can color your Pete the Cat with markers or colored pencils or whatever you have at home. Pete the Cat is like a dark blue, almost like a navy blue color. And then the inside part of his eyes are yellow. And I picked out these two brown colors, and I'm going to show you why. So while I was coloring, I colored a little bit darker under his chin to make it look like there's a shadow under there. And the rest of his face, I tried to push down pretty lightly with my crayon to get a really nice even color of that blue. And then with the yellow, I pressed down a little harder. Okay, so the reason why I chose these two different browns, I have one that's a darker brown and one that's a lighter brown. If you don't have two different colors of brown, you can just press harder with your one brown and lighter with that same brown, and it will look like a darker and a lighter one. But since I have these two browns, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it look like a brick house. Okay, so I'm going to take the darker brown, or if you just have one brown, you're going to push kind of hard to make this brick pattern. So to make this brick pattern, what we're going to do is we are going to draw a straight line. I'm going to do a couple of straight lines. And what I'm doing is I'm drawing everywhere but inside of the window. Since I can still see on this side of my paper as well, I'm going to pretend like this line goes over there. I'll pretend like this line goes over there.
Pretend like this line goes over there, and this line, and this line.
So what I have done so far is just draw some horizontal lines, meaning they go this way, to make a brick pattern. Now we're going to do a couple of vertical lines. So we did a horizontal line. Now we're going to do some vertical lines. These are going to be our bricks. Okay, so I kind of evenly spaced those out at the top. And now a brick pattern kind of alternates. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. So instead of drawing lines that go down here the same way, that would look more like a grid. We want these to look like bricks. So you're gonna find the middle of that first brick and draw a vertical line going down that way from the middle part of your bricks. Mine kind of on the edge over here, so I'm gonna do it this way. And same with this guy. And so that's gonna be our brick pattern.
Let's see.
So there are my bricks, and that was with the dark brown, or if you have the same brown, pushing kind of harder. Then with your light brown, or with that same brown, you can just color lightly. Then I'm gonna go in and start to color this empty space. I know it kind of looks like I'm scribbling, but since we are pressing lightly to color this part in, we can just skip right over those lines that we drew with the dark brown. So you will notice when I'm coloring, I am coloring in the same direction. That is always my advice for coloring, is not to scribble back and forth and up and down and side to side and left or right. I chose to color up and down. I'm doing it pretty fast, but I'm holding my crayon really lightly, and I picked one direction. So I am just going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And there you have it, my friends. If you would like, to imagine what the inside of Pete the Cat's house would look like, you can color that on that empty white space. I kind of thought that Pete the Cat would have a green house. I think he painted his walls inside green, so I chose to use green on the inside of Pete's house.